to come on. Do you like my lovely flowers in the background? I picked them up today at a local florist, and I'm going to give them a shout out because they're very, very pretty and very reasonably priced. But I will wait for you all to come on first, and I'm going to put some foundation on while I'm waiting for you all to join me. Let me just reach down for my bits and pieces, and I'm going to put some Flawless Filter on in shade 4.5 and wait for you all to join. I can't believe it's Wednesday already. Hello, Helena. Hello, big hugs to you back. I think that's a hug emoticon. It's a lovely one. I haven't seen that one with all the hearts before. So I'm just putting some Flawless Filter on while I'm waiting for everyone. I thought I'd put my base on. I still don't know what I'm going to do, but... Hello, Nina. Oh, hello, lovely Ali. Thank you. Hello there, Rebecca. I've had another mad week, which again, at some point I'm going to save up and tell you it all. It's still all going on and all very stressful, but I'm so glad to give myself an hour's break to do my live. Hello, story time. Hello, Lisa. No, not yet. It's still far too sensitive to go on to social media. News on the CT Pillow Talk Colour Chameleon. Yes, I know. Did you all know that you can now get the Colour Chameleon in a smaller set? I did actually write to them. Yes, there is a set, and it's actually already available on their site. So it's called Pillow Talk on the Go. If you Google it, it's on their site. Don't go in and search for it on their site because you can't find it. But if you Google it, it will take you to their site and you can find it. So it's called Pillow Talk on the Go collection. And in it, yes, £39. Hello, Jennifer. Oh, thank you. Looking forward to this live. So in the set is a travel size of the Pillow Talk lip cheat, a travel size of the Pillow Talk original lipstick, a travel size of the Pillow Talk mascara, which I prefer to the full size anyway, and a full size of the Pillow Talk Colour Chameleon. So you don't have to get the advent calendar. Oh, is it coming on its own? Even better. I did actually email them and say there's a lot of feedback on my channel about people wanting to get the Colour Chameleon, but they don't want to buy the advent calendar. And they said, thank you for your feedback. We're passing it on to the team. So everybody that emails them will put on more and more pressure. But I did think there's no way they can get away with this one, just releasing it in the advent calendar. Well, she said, watch the emails. Bit of a hint, I think, don't you? Definitely. Oh, good. I don't need more of the lipsticks and mascaras. No, but you know what? We could always give them away. I'm going to get one anyway as a gift because I think my sister would like it. But my sister's not actually keen on the Pillow Talk lipstick. But she wants the Colour Chameleon. But I thought what I might do is get a couple of sets and actually have them for Christmas presents. And then I can always take the Colour Chameleon out. Give them the lipstick separately as little stocking fillers. Hello there, Laurie. That's the thing to do. Loz, sorry, not Laurie. Loz. Hello, Loz. The Celestial Pearls is to die for. Now, I have the Celestial Pearls. I haven't done my review yet on it. I'm going to show you a couple of things before I get started. I've only just put on some Flawless Filter. But I was putting all my quads together yesterday because I'm sick and tired of putting them in different places. This is half of them. And some of them I want to keep this outer packaging because it was a a limited release, and yet they don't fit in when I put them in the boxes. But they do fit perfectly when I don't. So that's just half of them. And here's the other half. All the quads from Charlotte Tilbury. Right, so I don't know. Should I get rid of the boxes? It's for things like this, you know, when they did the colour-coded quads. They didn't actually change the colour of the palette. But this kind of indicates which colour quad it is. So I can't, like, keep in the boxes. So, anyway, I'll work that one out myself. They fit one in a box and one not in the box in the same slot. Yes, they do. You've got them as well, have you? Yes, you're right. So you can put one in the box and you can put one not in the box and they fit. Stacey's absolutely right. But if you want to put them together, then you're in trouble. So I can do that. I can do that, and then I can do, she says, and I can do that and they'll fit. Yeah, I'll have to do it that way. Right, now, I am going to do a review of this. Right, but I'll show it you today. Terrible news, Jennifer. Sorry, I've missed something. It was so sad to hear about Mel. Mel? Mel, what about Mel? What's happened to Mel? Which Mel? Who, what, where? Can somebody tell me what you're talking about? Mel Thompson? Really? Oh, no. No, I hadn't heard that. Mind you, I've been busy this morning, so I didn't know about that. That's awful. Oh, dear. Oh, I shall check the news afterwards. That is really sad. Oh. 35. No, we don't need to know how or why. That's terrible. Hang on, that's taken me aback for a minute. Thank you for letting me know, guys, anyway. 35. My God. Oh, I meant we don't know how or why. But sometimes, when you said, first of all, I know that was a mistake. But maybe we don't need to know how or why either. Although sometimes it's useful to know. But that's terrible. Okay, well, as I say, when we hear things like that, makeup seems a bit trivial in comparison. Exactly. Let's cherish every moment. I'm just going to put on some Airbrush Flawless Foundation. I'm just putting on a yes, obviously she did love makeup. That's all right. No, I tell you what, this is an informal gathering of friends and it's good to chat, and sometimes the chats are quite sad and that's life, so no need to apologise. I've been finding using this brush, by the way, very useful. It's the Huda one. I don't use her foundation much anymore, but I quite like using it for the Airbrush Flawless. And the other thing I've been using, but I put it away, have I? Oh, no, I haven't. And I've been using this a lot, which is the Do you remember when I went to the Flawless Foundation launch and they matched me to shade 3 in the colour corrector? I actually now use shade 2 all the time. I'm going to show you what I mean, especially at the moment. I've been having a few sleepless nights and dark circles, but I actually think that they mismatched me. See, really, really good. So I've been using that quite a bit recently. Now, I've got a few videos coming up when all this hassle about my dad, and honestly, you really don't want to hear it at the moment. It would take me 3 hours to explain it all. But I've got 2 things that I want to do a first impression review on. Obviously this, which I'll quickly swatch for you. But I thought what I'll quickly do today, although I'm going to do it again on my review, is I'll quickly show you a comparison with the one that I suddenly thought, yeah, that's so similar to, and that was Legendary Muse. So this is the palette of pearls in Celestial Pearl. And so that's the prime. Now this is the enhance, which is a duochrome. And you can kind of see it. Look, it's pinky gold. But when you swatch it on the hand, you can see it. But when you put it on the eyes, it looks gold on me. I can't see the pink. You've not tried yours yet, Jennifer. Now, it's also got this as the enhanced shade. And then we have a pop shade. The pop shades are not the same as the old pop shades. They're not the emollient ones. That's the pop shade. Now, the only thing that I don't like as much about this, they're beautiful shades. But I'm going to use this in conjunction with other things because even this darker enhanced shade is actually quite shimmery. It's not as shimmery as these, but I find it, if I put that on the hood of my lids, it just actually accentuates it. So it's beautiful, but I think I'll be using it in conjunction with some matte shades. Yes, and I did a look, which I filmed yesterday, which I'm also going to put out. Now, when I got this, it reminded me of Legendary Muse. So let me show you Legendary Muse, which... has anyone worked out yet? Was it Christmas 96 or 97? Legendary Muse. And actually, it's still quite surprisingly... Hello, Helen. It's still quite surprisingly pigmented for a very old palette. So this was a special Christmas release, and you could get it in a set. And I remember that Sophia Tilbury was on a video on it, doing the look. It was one of her first tutorials. So that's the prime shade. They're not the same, but it's kind of a similar colour scheme. Just reminded me so much of this. That was the prime. That was in enhance. This one's the smoke. And then this one was one of her old style pops that actually, you know, when you start dipping your finger in it, it starts getting really emollient. So it just reminded me of that palette. Although I did say that this one sort of comes out a little bit darker, perhaps a little less subtle. But it's just quite a similar colour scheme. Let's put them together. You see? So, yeah, really excited. But I will be using that in conjunction with a matte shade. Because otherwise, if you've got hooded lids and you start putting a lot of shimmer up here, it doesn't really work on my eye shape. If you haven't got hooded lids, then you're fine. But I did a look yesterday using this, but I used one of Victoria Beckham's pencils in this area to blend it in, which worked beautifully. So I will upload that look. And the other thing that I want to do a first impression, it arrived about 40 minutes ago. So it's a virgin palette. I haven't even stuck my little pinkies in it yet. Is the Pat McGrath Mothership Mega Celestial Odyssey palette. Don't her palettes always remind you of chocolate boxes? Right, here it is. And it's actually quite handy. It's got quite a few shades in it, and it was £60. So I can't wait to try that one out. I might do a look with it today, although I haven't taken any photos of it yet. Yes, Mel Thompson. Awful. Really awful. Bit of a shock, to say the least. Right, I'm going to put on some powder. I haven't done my powder yet. Shall I do something with Palette of Pearls, but show you how I'm going to kind of mattify? This palette is by Pat McGrath. Pat McGrath. And then obviously the pearl one is by Charlotte Tilbury. So I'm just going to put some powder on. I really need to get another powder, don't I? But normally Pat McGrath's bigger palettes are over £100. But the last couple of years at Christmas time, she's bought out ones that got a smaller amount of each colour in, but more colours. Yes, it does, doesn't it? Do you want me to kind of do a look with it? Shall I do a look with Palette of Pearls or Pat McGrath? I can do a look with it today. All vote now. And then I'll put my first impression out as a second impression. Pearls, Charlotte. Okay. Pearls and Charlotte. Okay, we got 3 CTs already, so we'll do CTs. We'll do CTs. But I am going to put something, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do, because I think it is better to put something a little bit matte. Hello, Shahina. Let me see if I can find in all of these palettes, I want to find, those are all my pops. I'm trying to get them into some kind of order. So those are all my pops. And I've got this, by the way, I've got a tree in front of my window that keeps kind of hitting against the window, and it keeps making flatulent-like noises. So I'd just like to assure you that it's not me. It's the tree branch brushing against the window. Listen. See, you're going to think I'm making it up now. It's going against the window. What I'm going to do is, I think what I'm going to do is put a little bit of Desert Haze into the socket. This one. Do you remember the all matte palette? And then because I'll show you what I mean. If I put this, so if I put the darker shade up here into my socket, it kind of highlights the hood rather than what I want to do, which is to actually get it to move back. So I'm going to start off by using this shade here in my socket, which is from Desert Haze. Remember Desert Haze? She brought out so many palettes in quick succession. It's easy to forget some of them. I'll just put some of this in here. And then use that as a kind of transition. Can you hear that noise? So that's my only criticism, really, of this palette. I didn't check the amounts. Did anyone check the amounts? Nina, your bank balance is getting lower and lower, but feeling like a goddess. Yeah, we're broke goddesses, that's true. Do you know what? I ordered some clothes yesterday because I'm getting some tights, right, which are on the NHS, but they're compression tights, which doesn't sound very glamorous, and they're not usually. But every now and again, they bring out colours, and they brought out these batik tights, which are purple and black batik. And I'm probably going to look like mutton dressed as lamb, but I don't care. I just love them. So I've ordered those and I thought, oh, I've got to now complete the outfit. So I've got this free pair of tights and now I'm buying clothes to go with it. But I've bought a nice linen skirt. Not linen. Sorry, a nice jersey black skirt to go with it. You know, like one of those really comfy ones that you can wear pattern tights with. But I've got my eye on a purple cardigan, and I know I've got a lot of purple, but a lot of the purple I've got is warm purple, and this cardigan is a cool purple, you know, a violet purple, as opposed to a kind of burgundy type purple. And I've got my eye on it, and I'm trying to resist buying it, but I think I might succumb by the end of the day. The snag tights that your doctor recommended to you for arthritis? No, I haven't. I'll look that up afterwards, Nina. Now, also, I wanted to give a shout out. No particular reason, not because I'm sponsored and not because I got them for free, because I didn't. But I would like to give a shout out, in case they're watching, to Jenny Fleur. And they're a florist based in Colchester. And I do like to support local businesses because I actually picked up those flowers this morning, purple and yellow, my favourite combination. And I just thought that they were so stunning, and they were £15, which I thought for a bouquet like that is really cheap. And I just want to support my local business. So, Jenny Fleur, if anyone's in Colchester, then that's their detail. If you're not in Colchester, of course, which most of you aren't, then it's probably no good to you. But if you are, I would definitely recommend them as a florist. Purples are your favourite colour. I love purple and yellow in flowers. For some reason, it's a combo that... Right, anyway, so I've got this as a base now, just from... I tell you what, if you want to have a look at these tights, the website is called Juzo, Juzo, and you go in there and look up trend colours and then look up the black and violet tights. That's what I'm getting, and I'm getting really excited. Makes a change from boring old medical shoes and black compression tights. Anyway, right, let's get on to this palette of pearls. So, we've got the prime and we've got then... I mean, the thing is, again, the prime enhanced smoke pop doesn't really fit as descriptions with these. I think you have to kind of use your discretion, because this isn't really a... It does smoke a little bit. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this darker shade here and I will put it on the outer corner of my mobile lid. I just don't want to take it up to the hood. And that should blend in nicely with that matte colour. As I said, if you don't have hooded lids, you don't need to worry as much about this being a little bit non-matte. It's not, I would call this a satin shade. It's not really shimmery, but it's satin and it does reflect the light. And what you don't want to do is reflect the light here on the hood, because that's the bit that's actually too far forward, and you want to give the impression of it being further back to give your eye a bit of structure, if you get what I mean. And then I'm going to put this prime shade over my lid, just clean off this brush. And I'm being lazy again, using the one brush. Now they kind of, the reason this also reminded me of Legendary Muse is it's one of those palettes where they kind of all merge together. It's a layering palette. They kind of all fit together and you can't see where one colour ends and one begins. But that's okay, because you can either layer it or you can just use one colour out the palette. Yes, batik. I did some batik face masks and I never got round to sorting out the orders for you guys, because I got stuck on the silk ones and then gave up for a while. I did some batik, purple batik face masks. I wore one for my aunt's funeral, actually, because she liked purple. Now, and then this one, which is the duochrome, I'm going to show you. I'm going to put this. This is very similar to the look that I filmed, but never mind. I'm going to put this on the inner corner. And as you can see, it does kind of really brighten up the eye, but I don't really get the duochrome once it's on my eye. It's not like a Pat McGrath duochrome where you can turn your eye and you can immediately see two colours. But it's pretty. See, and then you've got this pop shade, which again kind of just brightens it a little bit more. So I'll dot that in the middle. Now, I did try and put this under the brow bone, but it's a little bit shimmery for that. Well, let's try it anyway. I'm not going anywhere today, so you can see what I mean. It's a little bit too shimmery, and the other one is a bit dark. I can imagine using this palette alongside something else. So using one of the colours on my lid, or one or two of the colours on my lid. But I definitely feel like I need a matte shade there as well. Can you wet a palette? Yeah, you can wet most powder palettes, to be honest. Some people say, oh, this is a feature of my palette, but you can pretty much wet any of them. The only ones that I wouldn't try and wet would be her old traditional pop shades. You know, the ones that were emollient and you rubbed your finger. These new ones aren't like that. They're more like a powder. They come off like a powder. But some of the older pop shades where you rubbed and it went kind of bumpy when you were rubbing your fingers, those probably wouldn't work too well if you wet them. because they've got emollient in them, and water doesn't work well with emollient. But any of the other powder shades, yes. So, for example, I'll show you. Let me wet. Actually, we might see a bit more of the duochrome if we do this. Let me put some of the duochrome one on the brush and let me wet it. See what that looks like. Oops. Does anyone here know what month the Lisa Eldridge Velvet Lips are coming back? Oh, good question. We all need to save up for that. I probably wet that too much. But anyway, let's see. See, it just makes it pop a bit more, but I'm not sure that I can see the duochrome any better. Oh, Shahina got the answer to that one. October. All right, so we got a month then to sort out our bank accounts. So I just put this duochrome shade. Sorry, this one here. I've just put that on the brush and wet it with a Flawless setting spray. So there, and then what I'll do is I'll take a smudge brush and let's put a nice light shimmery shade underneath, because that can open up your eyes, especially when, like me, you're a little bit tired. And of course, if you're tempted on buying this, or you've already bought it and you are thinking of things, this would also go very well with the Pillow Talk Colour Chameleon as a base. Let me put this pink underneath. This prime shade. And I'm going to put it all the way along this time because it's a light shade. There we are. So, and the other thing that it would go really well with, if you bear with me a minute, because I know where it is, but I haven't got it on me, is the Exaggerize pencil. Let me just get that and I'll be right back. Just bear with me. You can have a look at my lovely flowers and no doubt a load of other mess by the floor. Do you know what? I'm waiting for my boys to take my case up from Glasgow. They both promised me that they're doing it. And it's still in this room on the floor. I said, please take my case up so I can unpack it. So you probably see my case and all the mess from it. Right, we've got here the Supermodel Eyes, Super Nudes Liner Duo. And we've got the Exaggerize one. Let's see, which one? I think the difference with the Exaggerize pencil is it's got a shimmer in it, isn't it? Whereas this one's just got a matte nude. Let's use the Exaggerize one. As it's pearls. Right, let me go in with the black side first. I have to pull my eyes a bit tight because I find that this really takes a bit of pressing and warming in order to actually go on. This is where I make the mascara face. I'm actually quite surprised that Charlotte's released the Colour Chameleon in a smaller set, because I thought she might do it, but I thought she might wait until after the Advent calendar has sold out, because she wants to tempt people into getting the Advent calendar. So fair play to her. Right, that's the darker side of the exaggerized pencil. Now let's see if we can get this shimmery side. No worries, you're not allowed to say sorry you're late here. Primark have got great makeup storage. Where did I get the plastic trays for the CTI shadow storage? I got them from Amazon. I can put the link below. I've forgotten the name of them, but I can put the link below. They were about £8, I think. I think you could get 2 for some kind of deal, but I think they're about £8 from Amazon. But they're quite, what I like about these is they've got the edge, so that they're not going to slip out. You know, some of them have got the open edge, which is fine for the bigger palettes. But with these, it's nice because even if you sort of tip them a little bit, they're not going to fall out. And they just fit this perfectly. It actually made me want to look for those old cassette storage cases. Do you remember those? Nobody uses cassettes anymore. But I was thinking that they might actually be good storage for them. And of course, Muji. I keep meaning to look up Muji because they're quite good for storage. Yeah, I'll make a note to put a link underneath and pin it for you. So I'm just putting this in the underneath. Again, it's not brilliantly pigmented, this, for the waterline. It doesn't help that my eyes water. But I do use this pencil a lot to highlight other areas. Now, I'll show you what I mean. And I know that you've seen this before, but it never harms to repeat. It's really good for doing a bit of a highlight in here, because it actually looks more natural. And it's really good for doing a highlight under your brow. Because you can also get a very clean line under the brow if you don't like your brow highlight to come too far down. It's also really good at making your lips look a bit more pouty, like this. For example. So it's like a pencil form of a highlighter, really. Maria, my mother lives with us. She's 85 and dealing with cancer. She's doing well so far. Oh, I'm glad that she's doing well, Terry. Watching this live with a cuppa is a lovely treat for me. Thank you. Oh, do you know what? I should have bought... I picked up a chocolate eclair this morning because I haven't been eating. I've been having, like, on average, about 1 meal a day and not really being hungry for that. So I treated myself to a chocolate eclair on the way back from Jack's school this morning. You've got your mother-in-law living with you. She's 95 and needs lots of care and has dementia. I feel for you, Maria, because Dad's in a nursing home, but he's got so many needs that even though he's in the care home, we feel that we've got to juggle a lot to make sure that his needs are met. Do you know what I mean? Because as well intentioned as care homes are, they're looking after 30 people. But that one-to-one is so important. And that one-to-one is what you have with your family, isn't it? Now, I'm looking for my mascara. I might use the Victoria Beckham. I tend to go and use the Victoria Beckham mascara when my eyes are getting watery. Because although I love Pillow Talk, I find that the Victoria Beckham one doesn't make my eyes water as much because it sort of stays soft. It doesn't go that hard, crinkly. And she says, but I can't actually find it. What have I done with it? See, that's why I've been trying to organise my makeup, because I keep putting things away after lives and then losing them. Not losing them, but kind of misplacing them at least. No, I can't find my mascara. You'll have to pretend I've put on mascara. Anyway, what do you think of that as a Pillow Talk palette of pearls? It's a real tongue twister, that, isn't it? It's a bit like Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper. Palette of pearls. Where on earth is my mascara? Ah, here it is. Not so much a forgetfulness, it's the confabulation and the paranoias and accusations. Yeah, that must be really hurtful. It's one thing when they forget who you are, but then when they think you're an enemy, it must be really hard. So I'm just putting on the Victoria Beckham Future Lash. I do like this mascara. And it's also really easy to take off. You just put warm water on it and then it comes off like a tubing mascara. And I am really interested to find out when she's going to be re-releasing those lipsticks. Because I only got one and I love it. The new long-lasting ones. Oh dear, that is dangerous. Helen, yeah, it does look like a pearl, doesn't it? I love Ali's place here where we can share anything and get the support we need. This is a special place and Ali is a special person. Oh, thank you, Terry. Mwah! Yes, or even, maybe even Maria to think about, because it's an adjustment. I mean, with Dad, we didn't really have any choice of the matter. We were told we couldn't have him at home. So we went from being independent to being in a care home within 3 months. Or 4 months, whatever, however long his admission was. But maybe what you could do is to actually have some respite care. And then it'll give you chance to get used to the idea, give her chance to get used to the idea as much as that's possible. I know with memory difficulties, it might not be that possible for her to ever get used to something different and then changing back again. But it might allow you to get a feel for what it feels like and what the issues might be if she goes in a bit more long term. Oh, thank you. You completely second what Terry just said. I third it. And Helen agrees. You're all so sweet and lovely. I'm just thinking now, what lipstick can I put on here? Oh, actually, do you know what? I put this on yesterday and it was a really lovely combo. And I'm going to put this on today. And it was a Victoria Beckham combo. Victoria Beckham lip liner with a Charlotte Tilbury lipstick. So let me just pick out this lip liner, which is in here. Yes. Now, this is Victoria Beckham and it's number 4. I'm going to put this on first. That's true. You will make yourself ill and then you'll be no good to anyone. Oh, dear, Gemma, that's awful. Did she go in a home after that, Gemma? What happened after she did that? Oh, Maria, I definitely can relate to that one. And she needs you. She may not always realise that she needs you, but she does. And it's easy to say you've got to look after yourself, but you can't when you're in that situation. Has she got a social worker? Have you got a social worker for your mum? Because if not, it might be worth ringing up and asking if they can do a social care needs assessment. I know all about that at the moment because I'm going through it with my dad. He's moving boroughs. So it might be worth ringing up the social care team in your borough and saying what you've said to us and saying that could she have a social care needs assessment? They will do a kind of financial assessment to see whether or not she's got to pay or not. But they'll take you through all that. That's often happens. People are in denial. They don't want to accept that it's happening, but you're the one being affected by it. I definitely see, or if not, even if you want kind of just impartial advice and you don't want to be pulled into your family saying, why have you called social services? Maybe ring Age UK and get some advice from them because they often have people in your area that can come out as well. Now, so this is the lip liner, which is number 4 by Victoria Beckham. And then over the top, I did this yesterday and I love this combo, with Super Nude. This is the kissing formula of the Super Nude. I love this. Yes, age concern. I keep meaning to ring up. There's an organisation called For Stroke. And apparently there is a lady in this area that gives kind of one-to-one counselling and group counselling. And I keep thinking I really haven't had chance to process what my dad's been through and the loss to our family. And my sister has been getting some support, but I haven't, and she keeps telling me you should. And I keep meaning to do it, but I don't have time. Honestly, the stuff we've had to do in the last couple of weeks in order to support our dad, you wouldn't believe. Now, it's ironic really, but you have to make time for these things. So I'm saying do as I say and not as I do. So I can't imagine what it'd be like to also have that relative at home as well as all the other things that are going on. This is the Super Nude lipstick. I love that. It's not one of my super bright lipsticks, but it looks nice. And actually, I've not tried this, but I reckon this would look really nice. And I'm being lazy because I don't want to get up and get my blushes. But I reckon that this would look really nice on the cheeks because it's very like the Pillow Talk, you know, the little pots of cream blush in colour. Yeah, see, that works really nicely. And what I'm going to do is finish off with a highlighter that I did dig out before I came on to my live. Oh, thank you, Nina. I haven't done my brows, but I can do that later. I do need a tissue, though. Excuse me a minute. What I thought I would... I haven't used this for a while. But do you remember the highlighter she brought out? Magic Star. I love this highlighter. And I love the other one that's... And I always forget the name of it. But you know the other highlighter that's in the similar packaging to the Airbrush Flawless Bronzers, but it's a silver case rather than a rose gold one. I love that as well. But this one, Magic Star, you can see I've used quite a lot of it. And there's quite a lot in it. I'm just going to get my highlighting brush. If I can find it. Where are you? Dear, dear, dear. Where are you? Where are you? I put everything near me and I still can't find everything. Oh, I'll just pinch this one. I'll pinch this blush brush instead. Look at that. I love this highlighter. It's so pretty. Put a tiny bit down my nose. And then, just to finish off, put a little bit in the centre of my lips. And that's my look. I'm not going to put loads of bronzer on today. I'm going to keep it kind of pearly and whatever. And yes, I've got loads of headbands in at the moment because I'm in desperate need of a haircut. Hi, Stacey. Stacey, are you feeling better this week? Can you swatch Runway Royalty next to Nude Romance? Now, Nude Romance. Nude Romance. I can. Good. Don't refuse to put on. I'm just thinking, now I know where Runway Royalty is. Do I know where Nude Romance is? Bear with me, Stacey, and I will see if I can find Nude Romance. I know exactly where Runway Royalty. Runway Royalty and Palette of Pearls. What is she doing to us? Hang on. I'll be back. You can look at the flowers again. Stacey, I need to look for my Nude Romance because I cannot think where I've placed it. I've got Runway Royalty and I can show it you up against this other one that I just put on. But I will look that out for you and I'll send you a picture later. A little better, still not great. Oh. Well, I'm glad to see that you're having a little chat with us today, because we love it when everyone joins in. Now, this is Runway Royalty. I'm trying to think, Nude Romance. Did I get Nude Romance? I can't. Do you know, I buy lipsticks and I forget which ones I've got. And it's only because her names are so similar these days. Nude this, Super that. Right, this one is Super Nude. So they're quite similar. The 50 Shades of, what is it? 50 Shades of Elastoplast. But I'll look out the Nude Romance, see if I've got it. And I will send you a swatch later, Stacey. I'll do that, and I also need to do a link to the Amazon sets. Now, one thing I haven't done is a little spray of I do love this. You can see I use that a lot. The Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. It's so refreshing. I don't know whether I even got Nude Romance, Stacey. Or did I? You probably can tell me better than anyone whether I got it. You'll say, oh, yes, you did. You did a review on it. I really struggle with the similar names. And Charlotte is the world's worst at similar names. I mean, I thought Pat McGrath with her Mothership this and Mothership that is bad enough. But at least then she says Mothership Decadence or Mothership. But I really, really struggle with similar names. Now, while I'm chatting to you all, I'm sure you did. Okay. Well, I will look it out for you. And I will, if I've got it, I will definitely send you a swatch by the end of the day. I got a new refill for this, which is the Brow Cheat. I think I like this, but it doesn't last very long before you need to get a new refill. And now she does it in a set with the another refill in it. But when you first bought this, it didn't come with a refill. Mind you, the refills are not too bad. I think they're about £12, aren't they? But I think this brow is good. This brow pencil, I would say it's on par with Precisely My Brow by Benefit. They're the same, really. And also, there's one that Max Factor does that's about £5, which is just as good, I think, with brow products. But I do like this one because it's got a brush on the end and everything. I do need to trim. I've got one huge long brow hair that needs trimming back. Look at that. Goes right up to the middle of my forehead. I think I need to trim that. Right, well, there is my look for the day. But don't forget to tune in. I will try and put out these other videos. I've definitely done a look with this palette, which I will put out soon. And I am going to do a first impression review of this with swatches. And I will do a first impression review of this with swatches. So there will be a few non-lives coming up during the week. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining me. Have I said hello to all of you? Is Runway Royalty pinky? Yes. It's quite a light pink. Thank you for the therapy, everyone. It's the one with little diamantes on the tube. Yeah, again, quite a few of them have got diamantes on the tube now, but thank you, Lisa. That will help me to pick it out. Will you need Runway Royalty if you got Super Nude? Runway Royalty is a matte revolution, I think. Isn't it? Oh, no, it's not. It's a kissing. It's lighter. Runway Royalty reminds me a little bit of Penelope Pink. So there's Runway Royalty. Let me show it you in the bullet against the other one. And then this one is Super Nude. So Super Nude is darker. So again, I would suggest having a look at your lips, Stacey, when they've got nothing on your lips. And it will be whichever one's closest to your natural lip colour. Now for me, this one is closer. But for you, it might be that one because you're fairer skinned. I don't think you necessarily need both. You might find that Super Nude is actually a bit too dark for you. I tell you what, if you want to do, Stacey, send me a picture of your lips, a close-up of your lips with no lipstick on. And I'll have a look and I'll tell you which one I think is the best nude for you. Quite happy to do that. And anyone else that wants to DM me on Instagram. I did it for Rebecca. I picked her one out by, was it Bobby Brown? I don't know if Rebecca's still with us, but I picked Rebecca one out and she said, oh my God, you're right. Yeah, probably I would say that's right, Stacey. So anyway, don't forget to like my live. I'm going to go and grab a cup of tea before Jack comes in and takes over the house. He's walking back today from school and it's a nice day for it. So that'll be good for him. And it means I can just stay in. So have a lovely day, all of you. Take care. And I'll see you all very soon. Bye-bye. Love you all. Mwah, mwah, mwah.